Okay. Take one. And this will be the most uncomfortable episode that we do this season.
Yep.
Because we're missing chairs.
Yep.
And we're missing a table, and we're also on a what is this, incline or a decline. I feel like at any given moment I'm gonna just lean back and I'm gonna be all the way back there with Jesus.
Well, I'm sure he'll catch you if that happens.
I would hope so.
I mean,
I'd hope,
that one's just a painting,
I hope
so you'll
the
probably
Lord
fall.
would save me. So explain, first of all, explain where we're at, and explain why we're at it, and your history of being, and what your history of
here.
Yep.
Our connection, why I have the shirt and why I have an ID card.
Explain the shirt. Explain the fact that you're not wearing socks and shoes.
Oh man!
And
such a beautiful day. We're out here. We're on a college campus. This is the college experience, man.
Okay. I'm soaking it in.
Yeah, you got to soak it in.
I'm soaking it in.
It doesn't last. I mean, unless you elongate it and you go get your doctorate and stuff. It doesn't last long.
How long does How long does it take to get a doctorate degree?
Oh, it just depends on which one you want and how many you want.
Okay, fair enough.
Anywhere from 8 years to your whole life. Some people are like that. Not me. I went here for 4 years and that was it.
You got your BA.
I got my BA, and
BA
I was
in what?
Be out in media. In
okay,
film,
that's cool.
Cinema, media arts. So I came. We're at Biola University, La Mirada, my alma mater, not Viola. Get that out of your brains. A lot of people.
Your alma mama.
My llama mama.
We're at Michael's llama mama. What is this? Whittier?
La Mirada.
La Mirada. We're in Michael's llama mama at La Mirada.
It's a tongue twister right there. Yeah, we're here, and I'm not wearing shoes. And at college, you're not required to wear shoes. That's something they don't.
Like even into class, you don't have to wear socks and shoes.
Nah, nowhere.
Man.
In the kitchen, in labs.
Okay.
There's the science building right behind us. You don't have to wear shoes in the science building.
That makes sense.
It does, because shoes are restrictive.
Yeah, they're restrictive, and then they bring in a lot of,
dirt,
bacteria.
Yeah. So your feet naturally clean themselves, but yeah.
Okay, so when did you come here to Biola, and what were you studying?
What was I doing? Why did I come here? Well, that is a long story that we'll save for right now.
Yeah, please hurry up, because I want to get into my college experience.
All right. I started here in 2010, right? I actually came because I was a new believer, believe it or not, Ripley's, in high school, and I wanted to study the Bible.
Okay.
And felt like the Bible college. Biola stands for Bible Institute of Los Angeles.
That makes sense.
It does.
If you are going to study the Bible, then do it the right way.
Yeah, at a
because there's like three ways that people will study the Bible: either on their own, out of their own curiosity, or like their family tells them to.
Yep.
Or
YouTube.
They go to YouTube, or they go to college like you did, or third option, they go to prison.
Yeah.
Right.
That is true. A lot of. That's very true. There's only three ways to study it, really. So I chose the second option, going to college, and
thank God, because had you gone the prison route, we might not even be able to do this. We'd have to FaceTime. We'd have to Skype our show.
Well, it could be like an interesting segment behind bars.
I like that, like Lock Up Raw. We're podcasting here.
Just for podcasting from prison podcast.
We're podcasting here in the state penitentiary.
That'd be a good podcast to start. Just going to the prison system and talk.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't
seen it.
Maybe that's.
And
maybe
you
we'll
know
do
what?
That next episode.
Or we could actually get sentenced.
Oh.
And kind of method act the whole thing and really be about it.
We could do that. Well,
what would you
have to commit a heinous crime, because people aren't going to prison for simple theft anymore.
Dude, there's all kinds of things we could do that would land us there. So anyways, let's get back. Let's back to
the Bible.
Yeah, let's reel it back into the.
So I decided to come here after college or after high school, and came, my first year did Bible, and then I realized my second year that like if I wanted to become a pastor, I didn't necessarily have to have a Bible degree. You know, I could have a history degree or even a film degree.
You were going to be a pastor?
I was going to be a pastor originally. Yeah, it's a fun fact. That was like what I was originally thinking, and like where I originally felt my life going. And then
I'm sorry, dude. I'm just like
you can't see it.
No. I could see it. I could totally see being a pastor.
Yeah,
it's just that
like crap for a dollar.
Like I'm just soaking this information in as we're going along, and I almost don't know how to respond. It's like it's totally caught me off guard, which is rare.
Yeah, I'm rare, man.
So you in high school you wanted to become a pastor, and then you decided.
Well, I wanted to study the Bible, so the whole like career thing wasn't there yet. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was just like, I had this new belief. Let me see what it's about. So came here, first year did Bible. Second year was where a shift happened.
I think you can see part of my belly.
Can we?
We have to start over.
Cover that up. We got to cover that up.
Can you blur that?
I'll just blur your entire bottom half.
Just keep the little piece of skin showing.
I'll blur just your crotch area.
So yes.
Anyway, that's one way to go to prison. So, anyways, second year, I switched over to film. Well, no, I did a double major my second year, where I still took language. I took Greek and all that. Did all the Bible stuff, but I also took film classes. Got into the film program here with a cool Snuggie with the cool video. Maybe I could do a snippet. I guess I could show a snippet of the video that got me into college. I do.
Oh,
have
that's
that
cool.
Video.
Okay. Nice.
Maybe we'll have Momo fetch that clip. I think he's feeling better. Momo, go ahead and fetch that clip for us.
Thanks, Momo.
I'm at Biolas. Well, thanks, Momo. That was such a fun clip. I didn't want to show you all of it. You can stalk me online and find it. But with that clip, I actually got accepted in the film program here.
So you wanted to learn about the Bible.
Yep.
Okay. You come here. First year is good. Mm-hmm. Second year is good.
Yep.
Third year, you're kind of on the brink of like being an atheist, right? But then,
third year I was on the brink of. Was I on the brink of anything third year? No, third year I was just commuting from home and had to get a car situation. That was
then.
In fourth year,
the Lord gave you the car, and then you.
Well, I got 2 cars.
The Lord gave you 2 cars.
Yeah, I got 1 car. One car was not a beat. Well, it was a beater.
I'm sorry?
It was a Hyundai. It was a beater.
Oh, beater. I thought you said beaner. I was going to say, Jesus, dude, hold on.
Yeah,
what kind of show is this?
My first car was a man who carried me on his back all the way to college. You
rode a Mexican dude to college? Okay. Well, let's take a turn.
Am I still wearing the glasses? Yeah. Because in college you wear glasses. So I had a beater car. It was a Hyundai stick shift.
Beater.
Okay. And then the second month I had it, the first gear went out. So I had to push start that car like Flintstones. Well, I had to push it in the second gear.
What's the bottom of the car missing?
I had to cut out the bottom of the car and then run to school.
Which is why you're not wearing shoes.
Yeah, because my feet got so strong and calloused that...
shoes are just weakening your feet.
Yeah. But I had to push that thing. I had to push in, I had to run, push it, and then jump in the car, start it up in second gear. And that was how I commuted to school for a month or 2.
That is an origin story if I've heard one.
It is.
You're bound for success. Those are the types
I would hope so.
Yeah, those are the types of stories that you hear,
like The Rock had.
The Rock, yeah, like The Rock's
$7,
right?
$7
Yeah, it's like I had $7 to my name, and now I'm The Rock. You're like, I used to drive my car with the bottom of.
I had a Flintstone car to my name.
The bottom of the car missing, and I had to use my feet to get there.
So that was my fun junior year.
I have a question.
Yeah.
With all of that being said, you had these trials, right? That you had to How did that affect your approach to taking school serious? Did that screw up your, momentum?
It made it challenging, yeah, because a lot of my time was spent. I had to balance a lot. I had to figure out how to get to school. I had to figure out when I was at school, I had to do do school. And then I was working at Cold Stone during that time too on the weekends. So I had to bike like 8 miles. I was fit as hell though. I'm not gonna lie. I was like 7% body fat. I was pretty.
That's pretty good. The Rock had only $7, and you only had 7% body fat. So there is a
7% productions. We just got a production company right there.
There's a parallel there.
There is. We have the same birthday too. So
I think
The Rock wants to say happy birthday or share this. Then
to me, that's more fascinating. How to, like, that part of the story is more intriguing to me than I think anything else. Like, being able to not let the adversity of whatever you're going through veer you off of what your goal is. Because you were, I mean, no pun intended, but you were pretty hell-bent on getting your degree.
Yeah.
And then you
been.
And you were pretty heaven bent on getting your degree, and then you got it. Was there a lesson in that?
Yeah, I mean the lesson for me, because we're 15 minutes into this, but we'll get into it even more. Was that
there's always a lesson.
There's always a lesson
if you're listening.
Yeah, man. There's a lesson if you're listening. That'll preach. The lesson for me was.
Well, nothing, because you didn't become a preacher.
No.
You did stick with film, though.
I did.
Which you do have a pretty impressive film catalog.
Portfolio. The lesson was just kind of like.
I'm not familiar with anything that's in it.
Yeah, my catalog.
But it is impressive.
You gotta go on
I've
my
seen.
website.
Yeah, I've seen the website, and I'm like, wow, that's some nice impressive. Website. That is a good website.
It's a great website. The lesson for me was it's just persistence, man. It's like my dream was like I just finished. Like I was here, I had done 2 years or 3 years at that point, and I was just like I just need to finish. Like I can see the finish line. I just got to keep going.
Right.
And because that was like I can kind of chunk my life into like seasons of like, all right, like, there's schooling, there's like Boston, and then there's coming back here. And so my almost 30 years of life, there's a few like important chapters that have been defining for me. And this school was one of them, and the opportunities I had here were one of them. And if I would if you asked me, would you do it again? It's like, yeah, I would. Like, I would do it again then.
Okay, because I was gonna say
certain degrees it's necessary. Okay, if you're medical, if you're in math or something.
Right. The nerd stuff.
The nerd stuff. Film was great for connections, but I'm not really connected with anybody that I met at the film program. Interestingly enough. Because I left.
I could understand that.
Because I went another route. I went to Boston, and
so all of your friends that you graduated with, they're all preachers now.
Every single one of them.
Interesting.
Too many preachers around. No, they're all doing their own sort of things. But schooling for me was important, and it was at the time. And now with the resources that are available online. For film, it's like you could learn film outside of a classroom, and you can make connections outside of a classroom.
Right. So So just to sum you up here.
Yeah.
Because holy smokes, dude, you've been talking so long, and it's like my turn. But
that's my school. So.
But my question to you now, after knowing about this, and really just me trying to process everything that I've been told just now, is. And this is in your humble, educated opinion, is school necessary, or is it a huge waste of time? How do you feel about it? Now, here, let me put a disclaimer.
Yep.
Oh, I don't even know if it's called a disclaimer, but let me just add to that real quick.
Yeah.
There is instances where school is necessary, like if you're going to be a surgeon or something, if you got people's lives in your hands, literally. But in the grand scheme of things, what's your take on that?
Well, ironically, it's kind of like a polar opposite. It's school, again, disclaimer, certain medical fields,
Sure.
Things where you can't learn outside of like a classroom hands-on setting. Yeah, I don't.
So you're saying
I don't think it's necessary anymore.
I disagree.
I don't. Well, you just
I disagree.
Yeah, that's your uneducated opinion. But
well, see, here is the thing:
mm-hmm.
is to you, I may be uneducated because I don't have a degree, but you know what? I do have.
Not a degree.
Well, I have success.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
and being
successful.
Being successful, I have obtained a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of experience, and what I will say is that I do think school is important.
Well, how would you know that if you didn't go to school?
I did. I went to school for 6 months. I went to school right out of high school. I went to the Art Institute to pursue a career in graphic arts.
Yeah.
Which I did.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive, but I dropped out after about 6 months. We briefly touched on this, and a lot of people can relate, but part of the reason why I dropped out was because I was thrown into math and English. And this is the Art Institute.
Right.
I'm like fresh out of high school. I just got done doing all kinds of math and all kinds of English and stuff. And my thing was like, I'm going to get into the Art Institute. I'm going to be the illest artist that ever lived. And I'm going to be there and just only focus on art. And I didn't even touch a computer the entire time that I was there, to learn any of the programs that I wanted. Mm-hmm. And, all of the art classes that I was taking, I already knew, like the color theory and typography. Like I was already familiar with that. I wanted to go there and learn something that, like the programs, and learn something that I wasn't familiar with.
Yeah.
And instead, I'm in there like...
You got hit with a bunch of 2+2s.
Yeah, I'm like in there like... They're teaching me multiplication, and I'm just like, I can't, like, I'm not, that's not what am I, a lawyer?
Right.
And so...
You need math as a lawyer.
So...
Some of these programs do require some math, some level.
Yeah,
film.
I just don't get it. But the main reason why I ended up leaving was because I went to a seminar that the school had thrown, and they had guest speakers, and there was two that I remember. One guy worked at some like mom and pop motorcycle shop in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like Arkansas or something. He wasn't a llama mama or whatever.
He was. Yeah, he didn't have no alma mater.
He had a Madonna. So he was a Madonna from the Art Institute, and he got his degree and everything. But he was only able to land, at that point, the only job he was able to get was working at this like mom and pop shop somewhere in Arkansas.
So they had him as a speaker?
He was a guest speaker because it was like they were bringing in people that were like Madonnas or whatever, alma mamas.
Successful alma mater.
And he had agreed to do it. So
was his degree in art?
It was graphic design.
Graphic design, and he ended up
at So his story was that
shop in Indiana.
Right, Arkansas. His story was that after he graduated, because I guess like on your last year they do this thing where like different companies will like a trade show almost, where like different companies and people will come out and they'll see your portfolio, and you'll have a little booth set up or whatever, like a networking thing. Mm-hmm. So like right after he got his degree, he couldn't get a job anywhere. Now there could be a lot of reasons for that. The other guest speaker, he was like an animator for like Nickelodeon, and
that's
so
a lot more impressive.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a lot more impressive. So I was sitting there watching this, seminar, and I kind of had this like epiphany where I was like, it doesn't, whatever is going on here isn't what's going to decide my fate. It's not going to be what, it's not going to come from here. It's going to come from here. Yeah. It's going to come from here.
Chest.
It's going to come from my chest, and it's going to come from my head.
And
what I do and how I take to my.
Got a little.
Oh, thanks. Jesus. Yeah, I can't. We need a stylist.
He's right there if you need.
The Lord?
Yeah.
Styled by the Lord. I kind of had an epiphany at that moment, and I was like, you know what? It's not.
Your life isn't going to be determined.
It's not going to be determined by whatever. I thought
there.
coming here was going to give me a help, and
Yeah.
it may not have.
Yeah.
But the point being is I had this like crazy sense of urgency to just get straight into it and learn and do my thing.
Right.
And so I decided to drop out after about 6 months. And I told myself, don't just drop out and then go and be a loser.
Yeah.
Don't just drop out and be a couch potato and like waste time. So I told myself, if you're going to drop out, you have to compensate doing that with something else of almost equivalent value. And at that time, for me, it was an internship in the clothing industry. Just get an internship and learn, kind of just as you go. And so that's what I ended up doing.
Where was that internship at?
It was for a company called I'm King. They were pretty big back in the day. The owner went to go start After's Ice Cream. They're all cool. I saw
Andy Nguyen.
Yeah, Andy.
I just saw him on LinkedIn the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they're doing this NFT thing board.
Yeah, so he had that brand, and I became friends with a lot of the people that were there at that time. This was like 2011, 2010, 2011-ish. And so anyways, I don't even want to talk about that anymore. But the point being is that I tried to go to school.
You did, yeah.
I tried.
Well, that's
all that matters.
Try.
Well, there's a few things that matter.
Yeah, doing is one of the things.
I tried.
That's a little.
I'm just not an alma mater, and that's part of that.
It's nice being an alma mater.
Yeah.
But I will say that there is, in the traditional schooling system, you do waste some time.
Yeah.
And not, I understand that they want you to be well-rounded and, have some experience with math and all that. But some people just aren't built for that.
I'm not.
If you have just
I think
disabilities or whatever.
There's a good possibility I have Asperger's.
I have asthma.
Dude, we should have named this
Asperger's and asthma.
Asperger's and asthma.
Well, we'll name those episodes.
There's a few things that I may have, dude. I might,
right.
Growing up, I didn't have that good of reading comprehension. I would read something like a sentence, and then immediately after, no idea what I just read.
Yeah.
And so there's, I could be on the spectrum for all I know. For all you know,
I don't know. And that's you need. You might need some schooling to figure that out. Or like not you, but
I need
a licensed,
something. I need something.
Clinician or something to.
Yeah.
For the most. For
so
the
you have
Joe,
a college degree.
I have my college degree, and I'm proud of it. I should have. I didn't bring it. I should have brought it.
You should have brought it.
I usually bring it places. I have it folded up.
You have You have a BA in Bible.
I have my BA in cinema and media.
Cinema and
media arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a certificate from the ROP program from back when I was in high school.
It's the Army one, right?
No, that's like the career
ROFL.
Yeah, well, no, you're thinking of ROTC.
ROTC.
Yeah, no. The ROP Center was a school that a lot of people went to kind of find their careers, I think.
Yeah.
It was I get credits. So I got a certificate from that.
That's why I say a degree doesn't matter anymore. I always say this as somebody who's always talking about schooling and the importance of it and my own success.
I need a back brace.
It is a lot easier when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, dude, I just turned 32.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday. Did you guys wish Garrett a happy birthday?
I just turned 32, and I feel it. My dad always would say things like, oh, like when you get older, like you'll gain weight, which I am. Mm-hmm. Your back will hurt, and it's like it does, and it's just like I just want to end it.
What? Anyways, what I was saying was most jobs, most careers, people barely even care about my portfolio. Yeah, I got booted from a project because
I sure as fuck don't care about it.
Most people don't. Most people haven't even viewed my website. Anyways,
I'm just kidding, dude.
Jesus has, and that's all that matters. I got booted from a project because I didn't have like the IMDb credit or whatever that they wanted me to have, but I've done hundreds, if not thousands now, of projects.
Right.
A degree, it's a double-edged sword, man. Because some places are going to be like, they're not even going to care about your degree, but if you don't have one, they're going to be like, where's your degree? It's this weird control, this weird mind game that people play, and it's like,
you know what gets me well, actually, before I say that, what I will say is I used to watch, not me, but my brothers used to watch VeggieTales.
Oh.
So I
never watched it.
I get what this school is all about. but no,
we have a garden here.
What I'll say is that, I mean, what gets me the most is when you do get to high places, whether it's in the music industry, whether it's in film or apparel, you get to these, you make it, right?
Yeah.
And then you come across people that have absolutely no business being involved, but they are because of handouts or nepotism, or their friends, somebody they know, but they don't meet any of the requirements, right?
Yeah.
So like that's the part. And then they also don't show any interest in growth. They don't have anything to back up anything. Yeah. And they kind of get in the mix with people that are trying to make it and people that do, right? And then it's really
just checking on the time.
It's really hard to.
I should have put my finger.
You have to put your big toe on control, and then your middle toe alt, and then another toe.
Well, this one has the fingerprint scanner, but maybe I can design it so that my toe can work too.
If you ever want to lock your phone and you don't want anybody to get into it, but you want to use the fingerprint scanner, just scan your big toe.
That's a good idea. Well, now it's the faces.
So that's it, man.
Is that it?
I mean, we hit the 30-minute mark, and I think we touched on
3 minutes of that was our first take.
Oh, right. Let's keep going.
All right, let's do it.
We're here.
Let's give like 2 more minutes.
Let's seize the moment. Carpe diem.
Carpe de Lord.
Carpe de Lord. So are you?
Yeah, I think.
Are you religious?
Am I religious?
What's your stance on that now?
My stance now. Yeah, man. I think we're all drowning and we need a handout. That's my stance. That is a really good answer. Yeah.
That's a really good answer. Because here's what I think. I don't believe in things in the literal sense.
Mm-hmm.
I look at things more in the mental, I'm agnostic.
Yeah.
And I believe something is out there, but I also believe that we are our own saviors. We're responsible.
Well, that's exactly the opposite of what I was saying.
Well, what were you saying? I zoned out.
I was saying that we're all in deep waters.
Literally?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Just all right, it's like if you're plopped in the middle of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, you're getting into this metaphorical stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's a literal metaphor. Because if you're literally in the middle of the ocean, how are you going to... can you physically swim that far to land?
Probably not.
Yeah,
and no one's going to save you unless you have a story similar to Jonah.
Oh, yeah, the whale?
Mm-hmm.
Which I do have one of those. We'll get into that later.
I have a story similar to David and Goliath. You know what my favorite biblical story is?
Which one?
The one where the guy goes into the lion's den.
Daniel.
That's
a good one.
I like that story. That is a very, very good story. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Daniel and the lion,
yep,
take a look.
Tell them about it.
Check it out.
Oh yeah, look it up.
Check it out. Look it up. It's a whole thing.
It's in the book of Daniel. It's in the Bible. But yeah, I would say that's my stance.
I went to an Episcopal church.
The fish one?
No, that's a Pescado church. I didn't go there. I went to.
That's pistachio.
I went to an African Methodist Episcopal church when I was in middle school.
That's fun.
Yeah, well, it actually was fun.
We might have actually gone to the same one.
The energy was great. My mom, for some odd reason, started going there, and then we were forced to go there, and it was a lot different than the good old fashioned Catholic church.
Yeah, I get kind of
vibes and energy was a little different.
I shot a lot of weddings at Catholic churches.
Yeah.
Not my cup of holy water.
Yeah, a lot of my religious experiences kind of turned me off to religion.
as most does,
If you want to know something fascinating, this is really interesting, and I don't know what it means. When I was a kid,
it's the Ouija board story.
No, that is a good story. But when I was a kid, for some reason, my mom would have me and my brothers pray. Mm-hmm. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. We would have to say that, and every night that I said that,
you didn't die.
Well, I would have the most disturbing, horrific nightmares after saying that prayer, and I don't know what it meant. And it got to a point where I'm like, I'm not saying this anymore. I don't know what this is even about. This is like brainwashing. It's like I was living in a cult. Yeah, I don't know. It's just how I felt, and so then I just kind of stopped praying. And like thinking about it, it's like, I think it was because it was being forced upon me.
Yeah,
and I need to be able to do that on my own.
And
once I started doing it on my own, then it became more of like an internal peace.
Yeah,
like it wasn't so manipulative and disturbing.
Yeah, and I think that's why I kind of came into it later in life. Was like I wasn't forced on. Like I'd been to churches and stuff, and been with friends. I didn't grow up in a religious household by any means. And so I had like the freedom of like recognizing just what it was. I don't know, like from an outsider's perspective, because it's like I think it's fascinating because we kind of came to the same conclusion about school. It's like when you grow up one way, you're taught one thing. And you realize like the flaws in that, then when you do the opposite of that, you recognize, all right, like, well, I'm going to choose this thing that's opposite.
Well, you end up developing a mind of your own.
Yeah.
You end up developing a mind of your own, and like they always say, and like I always say, mind is a terrible thing to
waste.
I'm sorry?
To waste? I coined that term.
No. That a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
A mind
how do you waste your mind? I was gonna. Oh, I mean that's true. No, I always say that a mind is a terrible thing to get rid of, and
a mind is a terrible thing to. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Well, okay. So I think
we'll cut all of that out.
I think that's it. So
school. Takeaways.
School takeaways.
It's honestly up to you what you want, because you can make it. We're both living examples of can do it.
You can do it or not do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you have to do something.
Yeah.
And you have to be dedicated to that.
Yep.
If you're not going to go to school,
commit to it.
You commit to it. If you're not going to go to school, then find that thing, commit to it, and do anything you can to succeed. If you are going to go to school, same thing.
Yeah.
Don't just go to school, acquire a lot of debt, and then
bail out
and then not do, don't do any. Before you get your certificate from the ROP Center.
Yeah.
So
if you do get your degree, fold it up, put it in your wallet. It's great to
keep it with you at all times. Keep it with you at all times. So and
that's college.
That's college. Share
this,
rate, subscribe. So we're on Spotify. We're on Apple.
We're official now.
I mean, this is like the real deal right now.
Yeah.
So Spotify, Apple,
iHeartRadio.
What is that? Skeezer or Tweezer?
iHeart.
Well, there's iHeart. There's another one, Squeezer.
Twitter.
Well, Twitter. There's we're on all the
Splitter. We're on Splitter, the audio.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
So we're
on
all the platforms, and we're growing the show. We're getting a lot of good feedback.
Yeah.
And
we're taking it. Man, literally.
I'm so glad we're doing this show.
Me too.
So let's
follow along, share it. tell us your college stories, you know, or non-college stories.
Right.
And yeah.
I don't understand how you think that college is not necessary.
It's been like a gradual shift. Like I thought it was necessary when I was going to it, obviously, or else I wouldn't have gone to it. But
by far the most ignorant thing that you could possibly.
It's not ignorant. It's experience. Like you did 6 months. Okay, don't tell me I'm ignorant. I did 4 years of this.
Yeah, so, dude, I got what I got done in 6 months is what you would have gotten done in 16 years. We have to be on the same page. We can't just do the show and then
I think the more we
you
want to the more we
disagree.
Not
I swear to God,
wrong.
I swear to God, I'll just quit doing the show. And then what? And then you're gonna go back to
still do
you're
it.
gonna go back to your Bible degree and
have
have
my
that
idea to start. So
okay.
I mean, I won't be.
I did the logo.
You did, well,
that's what people identify
who cares
with.
About the logo?
People identify with the logo.
Nobody gives a shit about a logo. Who designed McDonald's logo?
Susan Atkins.
Susan B. Anthony. Susan Atkins. She's of the Atkins diet.
What do you want?
You're insinuating that my role as a filmmaker is inferior to yours as a designer.
Yeah, well, when my designs are better than your filming, like, when was the last?
I'd like to see you. I'd like to see you do what I do. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Cause I can't.
Yeah. It's like we've gone this far. We shouldn't just throw in the towel and not do the show.
I'm gonna do
me
show
too.
To my life.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, you too. Okay.
Yeah.
See how far you get with nothing.
Yeah.
With none of my camera gear. None of my years of experience. My schooling.
I wonder which episode will have the most views. Do you think it's gonna be the bearded guy that's fucking from Bible school? Do you think do you think his video is gonna have more views than the guy that's
the Crayola boy from Crayola school? My video is gonna have a lot more views. Okay. Because my video is gonna have quality.
It's not about quality. It's about the fact of it getting done, right? And then what happens with it after that. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna make your video in great quality, probably. I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do. You're gonna make your video in great quality, you'll upload it, it'll go to our channel, but guess what? 5 views. I, however, make the video decent quality, maybe not the best, decent quality, but you know what? A lot of views. Strictly just off of who people want to see. Who do people want to see?
See that. That sounds like a good. I'd like to see that. Okay?
Who do people want to see?
Let's do that then. Okay, let's do that. You could drop me off here.
Probably should.
Where are we?
I don't know. Anaheim.
It's close enough.